This video is brought to you by BerserkBits, a net hacking auto battler out now on Steam. Stick around to the end to find out more. Have you ever noticed how the only people that seem to be excited about AI are the executives? There's headline after headline from people in those roles proclaiming how AI is the way forward for the industry and will create more efficiency within game studios. And by efficiency, what they really mean is reducing human labor costs for more profit for themselves. Square Enix wants 70% of its QA work to be completed by AI by 2027. EA is pushing their employees to use AI. Nexon says AI is already being used everywhere amongst developers apparently. Call of Duty, one of the biggest franchises in the world, just got caught using AI to generate the calling cards that you receive as rewards in the game for hitting stats milestones. Krafton, who we've talked about a lot lately due to the ongoing lawsuit with Unknown Worlds over Subnautica 2, is apparently transitioning to an AI-first company. Let me know if you understand what any of this word salad is trying to say, because I honestly have no fucking clue. Starting today, Krafton will automate work centered on agentic AI and fully implement an AI-centered management system where members focus on creative activities and complex problem solving, said Krafton CEO Kim Chang-han. We will leap forward as a company that promotes the growth of members and expands the organization's areas of challenge through AI. Oh, maybe it's relevant too that Chang-han was using ChatGPT to try and figure out how Krafton could cancel the earnout that was to be awarded to Unknown Worlds founders and team should they reach their revenue targets with Subnautica 2. I guess I'll be making a third video on that whole situation sometime soon. I said this on Blue Sky already, but how utterly incompetent do you have to be as a leader of a company to consult with an AI chatbot over your own lawyers and advisors? Or any human with common sense, really? These people are so detached from reality at this point, it's absurd. These executives are trying to normalize the use of AI in their workplaces so that there's less pushback when they start to push it into more and more of the creative aspects of game development. They're not hiding it. Jacob Novak, who is a former director of business at Square Enix, said on social media as reported by Games Radar, "For all the anti-AI sentiment we're seeing in various articles, it appears consumers generally do not care. The biggest game of the year, Steal a Brain Rot, had 30 million concurrents, or approximately 80 times the Arc Raiders concurrents, and is named after or based on AI slop characters. Gen Z loves AI slop, does not care. The upcoming generation of gamers are Bane and Dark Knight Rises saying, 'You merely adopted the slop. I was born in it.'" He continued on to explain how the dam has been broken on AI usage in games. In-game art and voices are merely the tip of the spear. Many studios I know are using AI generation in the concept phase, and many more are using Claude for code. Sooner rather than later, it will be hard to find a non-indie title that isn't using Claude for code, says Novak. And if it doesn't irritate you because it's not Gen AI art or writing, well, that just shows that a lot of AI sentiment is being driven by emotion rather than logic. Claude is apparently an AI assistant that helps with coding and such. But what's going to happen when you replace all the programmers who know if that code is actually correct? Developers have frequently stated how much extra work they have to do to fix errors generated by these so-called assistants. Once you've fired everyone who's actually knowledgeable about what they're working on for people willing to be paid less to just insert code generated by a machine, what then, executives? The people with the knowledge are going to be in much higher demand and more expensive to hire than they would have been had you put in the time to retain your institutional knowledge and train new people up. Novak also talks about the sentiment being driven by emotion rather than logic, as if humans don't make the art he's looking to profit from. You couldn't make a more robotic response if you tried. Of course the sentiment is driven by emotion. All art is. None of these statements are coming from anyone making the games these companies are selling. Not a single one. Artists aren't asking to use generative AI to help them with concept art. Programmers aren't asking for AI to do their code for them. Designers aren't asking for AI to generate levels and ideas for them. AI can't replicate human error in quality assurance tests. Developers all across the industry have called out the ridiculousness of what company executives are trying to push, as they proclaim AI is being used across all aspects of game development already, and it should just be accepted as normal. A game being based on AI slop is a lot different than a game just straight up being AI slop. People may enjoy the fad at the moment, but long-term quality will always win out. Maybe the executives should start paying attention, because the consumers definitely are. This post on Reddit made the front page with over 31,000 upvotes and makes pretty damn clear the sentiment people have about Call of Duty, which generates an absurd amount of money by the way, and thinks about the money people give them every year. Maybe the executives making these decisions should ask the executives running the media industry into the ground how the shift to AI has gone for them, after firing all their institutional talent and putting all their eggs in the search engine optimization basket. Hint, it hasn't gone well. I've talked about the shittiness of gaming's biggest executives a lot on this show. The AI craze being pushed as inevitable is a perfect encapsulation of how utterly despicable and out of touch these people in power are, though. They don't respect the craft of making video games. They treat the people who make them like they're just numbers on a generated spreadsheet. They're outright saying they're okay feeding consumers slop to generate a quick buck. You may be surprised that the executive with one of the best takes that I've seen on this topic is Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick. Take-Two is the parent company of Rockstar Games, if you didn't know. At a CNBC Technology Executive Summit in New York back in October, Zelnick said,
So now let's say there were no constraints. Could we push a button tomorrow and say, create an equivalent to Grand Theft Auto and the marketing plan, and here it is? And the answer is no. A, you can't do that yet. And B, I am of the view that you wouldn't end up with anything very good. You'd end up with something pretty derivative.
He continued on to talk about Rockstar in general, and how you can't just replace the creativity behind what Rockstar creates. The team's creativity is extraordinary, and what Rockstar Games tries to do, and so far has done over and over again, is create something that approaches perfection, he said. There is no creativity that can exist by definition in any AI model, because it is data-driven. The way many executives want to use AI is not inevitable. People will always be required to be at the core of a good video game. The executives making these calls are disconnected from the reality of the on-the-ground situation making video games, or any art. I think the founder of Ad Hoc Studios, the developers of the excellent Dispatch, said it best. AI feels like a production solution, not a creative one. Maybe it's a creative one if you aren't creative.
This video is brought to you by Berserk Bits, a net hacking auto battler launching on November 20th. Inspired by Digimon's Digivice and Mega Man Pet, Berserk Bits is an indie RPG auto battler and chip collecting game that sits at the bottom of your screen. What does BIT stand for, you ask? The Beijing Institute of Technology? Business income tax? Maybe. Bodacious iguana troubadour? Ho ho! BIT is your battle intelligent teammate, a digital buddy that will engage in combat and gather items, allowing you to build your deck with battle chips, upgrades, weapons, summons, and abilities. Use your bot's unique powers to explore new biomes and take down powerful virus bosses as you unravel the mysteries behind the attacks on the net. You can even import your own sprite sheets and create your own characters, all while you bounce on irritable teachers or bewilder itchy toddlers. Berserk Bits is out on November 20th, so if it looks like your acronym of choice, wishlist it on Steam, try the demo, and save the internet today, or you'll get belittled by idiots. Totally.